Hello and welcome. This is my second video on YouTube, and I wanted to talk about MS Sentinel and this course I got a chance to do and give you a little review, and perhaps you'll want to do it too. So this is the course here. The course is by TryHackMe, and it involves a couple modules. Firstly, introducing MS Sentinel, deploying MS Sentinel. So they give you an environment for you to use this for. After you get set up and get familiar with it, you have to ingest data. So in this course, we use lab material to put data into our SIEM in order to see what's going on and track the malicious actor. So after you get the data ingested, they teach you how to detect all the problems that are occurring through the SIEM and through the dashboard. And then you kind of do, I think this is kind of like the capstone where you do a bunch of tasks to actually investigate and do most of the real world stuff in this module here. So I did this course mostly because I got a chance to. I'm focused on the red team, as you'll see in my future videos, but I truly believe that in order to even do red teaming or penetration testing in the ever advancing environment that we're in, we need to understand what the blue team is doing and how they do it. Otherwise, we won't know how to do, basic evasion techniques and basic, just overall basic deceptive techniques. Deceptive techniques require you to understand your opponent and understand how they act. So without this blue team knowledge, you wouldn't be able to effectively attack the blue team and evade them, evade their techniques, and even trick them because you've done what they do and you know what they're going to do before they do it. So that's mostly the reasoning why I did this course. And other than that, like I said, I got a chance to do it because this course is, TryHackMe is keeping cloud training private, and so this would normally cost $700 when it comes out, and it's in beta right now. So I got a chance to be invited, and so I went ahead and did the course because of that. Overall, it gave me a lot of familiarity with Azure, which I'm going to attack in future training, and it gave me familiar it made me familiar with other cloud environments than just AWS. AWS is the top cloud provider right now, and I believe the statistic was that over 80% of the top Fortune companies are using AWS. But actually, in my experience, I've never encountered a company that is only using AWS. Actually, they're using all three major cloud providers. And so if you're on the red team and you lack such a huge gap where you don't even know how Azure works or you don't even know how Google Cloud works, you'll be a major weak point for your team, and you'll be a major weak point for the penetration testing service that you're providing. So I don't believe in only learning how to attack Azure. I mean, only learning how to attack AWS. So it's crucial for us on the red team to understand all the cloud environments and at least just basic understandings that involve, finding basic misconfigurations and things like that. Because that's how it really works in the real world. You're going to be finding like very basic, simple vulnerabilities, but the overtraining and the having the extended level of knowledge to do advanced things is going to just increase your value overall. So this course is like for SOC analysts, and I gave you the course overview, and I made a few notes here. Let me get them out. So I made a notes here for this using Notion, and how I work when I do any of these courses is I make notes in order to reuse the material in the future. So I make templates and I make lab pages like this one. And so this one is just about onboarding and table of contents. As you can see, it's just basically setting up your law, attaching it to the Sentinel, and getting all of that ready, getting familiar with the options. And I just put all the options here. By the way, you can do all of this Azure stuff for free. Azure gives you, as you can see, like 278 credits. So I didn't even need to use the provided lab environment for Azure. For a lot of the stuff, I actually just made my own Azure environment and I made my own Sentinel, and it's still up and running right now for me to play around with some more in the future. Like after you do this course, you can go ahead and expand the environment. Connect your Sentinel to other data sources like your local network at home, and you can track anything that some malicious actor can do to you and your home. You can connect it to other cloud providers if you want, and you can completely like keep expanding this and keep expanding your SOC knowledge or your blue team knowledge if you wanted. But yeah, how I do this is I make these pages for everything that I do in this master page, and right now I'm working on a AWS lab that I'll make a video about in the future. But for this lab, I actually delved pretty deep into I delved pretty deep into blue team stuff. I learned a lot more than just about Azure, because another thing that I do when I'm doing these courses is that I expand their own material through external sources of learning and of material. So instead of just learning about Azure, I looked at, how they can use Azure to comply with governance and comply with different regulations, how they can use Azure to conduct audits, and how, what else did I, um, a little bit about Windows, about monitoring, protecting against things like bottlenecks. Uh, and then I have all the templates. So like I said, whenever I do a course, I make templates for what I learned in the course. And this is specifically to ensure that I can use the same knowledge and the same material in the future. I'm not just going through a course just to get through it and finish it. I'm going through it to take things to add into my arsenal and use it in the future. And so Notion allows you to do that through these database templates that I made. And you pretty much just make a database for whatever the template is. So like this one is Sentinel. And then you add templates into that database. And for example, in the future, if I worked on Sentinel at all in the future, wherever I work, I can then just go into my templates database for Sentinel, and suddenly I know how to, everything, set it up from deployment all the way to, long-term monitoring. It's all in my templates, and all I have to do is open a template, plug in the information at hand, what are the requirements, what are the scope for using the template, and then I use that template to do my task. So yeah, this course was great, and the best thing is that through the cloud providers, all three major cloud providers give you a trial. And so if you really wanted to get into this and gain hands-on knowledge, you're trying to get into SOC level 1 or whatnot, you can literally just get a trial for all three cloud providers and build a massive cloud infrastructure for yourself. So it's a really great opportunity for you guys to do that. If you want my notes, and if you want uh, if you want some guidance on how to do that without paying for this course or other courses, just comment and I'll send you my notes and my templates for Sentinel. So yeah, other than that, you can also message me on LinkedIn. And after this, I'm gonna be continuing my as you can see here, my Electra lab. This is a huge AWS lab, red teaming lab. And yeah, it's really fun. I'm also going to be doing the AWS attack and defense from TryHackMe just to increase my theory and my basic knowledge of AWS. Then I'm going to be attacking the Black Sky cloud networks from Hack the Box, which is going to be a lot of fun. A lot of the labs that I go for are oriented around how massive and how large the network is, because that's what's going to give you the real world knowledge. So these labs that I'm going to be doing, that I'm doing right now, I'm going to make a video about as well and give you kind of a debrief and a review about it. And I'm going to explain how and why these large networks and these huge lab networks can give you real world knowledge that will serve you a long way if you take notes like this and you take notes like me, establishing like a huge database of all their assets, understanding how all of these assets connect together in a network. And I'm going to explain to you when I make a debrief video about these labs how these labs are so much more valuable than, going through the years and years of basics and single labs and single rooms and all this all these stuff. You just you just dive into these large networks and you learn through research and chat GPT. And so yeah, I'm gonna make videos about that. If you like what you see and you want to know more, please subscribe, because then I'll just make more stuff for you. And yeah, thank you for watching.